If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Rapper YNW Melly's alleged accomplice to murder accepted a plea deal one day before his trial was set to start. The last-minute change of plea could affect Melly's double murder retrial.
NBC6's Marissa Bag was in the courtroom when the deal was accepted. She joins us live with the story you'll see only on 6. Marissa.
Jawan and Jackie, the judge gave Cortlen Henry until today to make his decision whether to accept this plea deal and avoid the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison if he'd been found guilty on those murder charges in his upcoming trial. So he took the deal, and in return, the state dropped the most serious charges against him.
And I take a plea from they may or may not apply to you.
Cortlen Henry is no longer facing the possibility of the death penalty. The 26-year-old pleaded no contest to accessory after the fact and tampering with a witness tied to the 2018 killings of two longtime friends, Christopher Thomas Jr. and Anthony Williams. Henry and rapper YNW Melly, whose real name is Jamel Demons, spent the last 6 years accused of the murders. In exchange for Henry's change of plea Tuesday, state prosecutors are dropping the 2 murder charges against him, and he's agreeing to a 10-year prison sentence.
Today he did not plead guilty. He's pled no contest, right? So he hasn't really admitted anything.
Demons is awaiting a retrial for the murders after his first in 2023 ended in mistrial. Henry's trial was set to start tomorrow. Today's change of heart suggests he might testify against Demons.
And there is no anticipation that he's going to be called as a witness by the state or the defense at the Melly trial. So nothing that happened today or will happen in the future, I think, will change that.
In court, prosecutors told the judge they do plan to speak with him. His attorneys downplayed that.
Couple of questions, that's it.
So a couple of questions, he says. As for Demons, he could still face the death penalty if he were to be found guilty in his upcoming trial, which is set for 2027. And after credit for time served, Henry could end up getting out of prison in just about 5 years. We are live here in Fort Lauderdale. Marissa Bag, NBC6 News.
All right.
Cold-blooded demonstration. I mean, I don't believe people understand what this means. And the reason why I say that, because we have a lot of brothers and sisters believing in their mind that just because he took a non-contest plea, that he doesn't have to testify against his homeboy, YNW Melly. And like I said in my last video, listen, when you take a non-contest plea, all you're saying to the government is that, hey, look, y'all got enough evidence to prove that I'm guilty. I'm not pleading guilty. Listen to what I said. I'm not pleading guilty, but y'all have enough evidence to prove my guilt. So I don't even want to contest it. I don't even want to compete with y'all. I don't want to jump in the arena with y'all. I don't want to, do battle in the courtroom with y'all. Y'all got enough to prove that I'm guilty, so I'm not even going to contest it. You understand what I'm saying now? Now, a lot of people believe in their mind just because he took a non-contest plea, we're talking about YNW Bortlen, they believe in their minds that he doesn't have to testify against YNW Melly, his homeboy. Well, like I said in my last video, just because you take a non-contest plea, that doesn't mean that you don't have to testify against your homeboy. A non-contest plea don't have nothing to do with that. So if the government wants him to testify against YNW Melly, they're going to have him testify against YNW Melly. But it's colder than that, right? Because, we hood educated, not lane related. So we like to kind of prove what we be talking about, right? Instead of just talking, right? Here it is. We have I'm talking about a contributor, a lady that works at Law and Crime, right? She works there. Excuse the thundering in the background, y'all. It's lightning and thunder in Minnesota, but I got to bring y'all this news, right? So here it is. This woman right here is laying it down. She letting everybody know what time it is and what type of agreement did YNW Bortlen make with the state of Florida. Check it out. Bortlen is going to proffer, meaning he's going to tell all in exchange for the plea deal the state offered, which took 2 life sentences off the table. He will serve 10 years in jail, followed by probation. This right here is Kathy Rusin. This is somebody that should be in the know. Why? Because she is an employee of Law and Crime. Now let's get a full understanding of what is a proffer. Check it out. So let's break down what a proffer agreement means in the legal terms. Not in hood terms, but we're talking about legal terms. A proffer agreement is a written contract in U.S. criminal law between a prosecutor and a defendant or prospective witness, allowing the individual to provide information about a crime in a proffer session or off-the-record interview under an agreement that their statements cannot be used against them in later proceedings, except for specific purposes like impeachment, obstruction of justice, or for leads to other evidence. The proffer agreement often involves a deal for leniency, such as a recommendation for a lighter sentence in exchange for the individual truthful and valuable information to the investigation. So let's pause right there. Who's still under investigation for this YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen murder trial? YNW Melly is still under investigation. So the information that Bortlen is providing them or will provide them can help with the investigation against YNW Melly. Now let's start again. A proffer agreement doesn't create a wall around the information provided. Rather, it is a tool that allows the government to pursue leads that can impact co-defendants. Y'all understand what he's saying there? The primary protection is for the person providing the information to prevent direct use of their statements in their own case. So in other words, let's pause. So in other words, everything that he's saying is proffer can't be used against him, talking about YNW Bortlen. It can't be used against him unless he lied. However, it can be used against his co-defendant. The prosecution can typically still use the information to find new evidence or leads to other crimes, impeach the individual if they contradict their proffer testimony later on, prosecute for perjury or making false statements if the proffer is untrue, obtain a formal cooperation deal. This is what the law is saying. This is the proffer agreement. This is not hood educated. This is Black's Law Dictionary definition. How it works. Information gathering tool. Proffer sessions are for the government to gather information and develop leads in an investigation. Now, once again, who's under investigation for this double murder? YNW Melly. Derivative use. If the proffer information leads to physical evidence, new witnesses, or other investigative paths, those new findings can be used against anyone, including co-defendants. Who is YNW Bortlen's co-defendant, y'all? YNW Melly. Breaking the agreement. if the individual lies during the proffer or provides information inconsistent with other evidence, they may lose the protection of the agreement and face prosecution for false statements. Now, before I proceed, allow me to say this right here. Will YNW Bortlen get on the stand and testify? Would they make him a witness later on down the line? I don't know that. However, we are bear witnessing and we are reading straight law here that says that the information that he provides the prosecution can and will be used against his co-defendant, which is YNW Melly. Now, his lawyer tried to downplay it and say, yeah, they just gonna ask him a couple of questions. Bullshit. Excuse my language, y'all, but that's bullshit. Why would a prosecution give somebody a deal like he just gave YNW Bortlen just to ask him a couple of questions in a proffer? And if it is just a couple of questions, those couple of questions are going to be pertinent to the guilt of YNW Melly so that they can secure a conviction of guilt for YNW Melly. Yeah, y'all, I know how to read, but my thing is, can some of y'all comprehend what that woman said, right? Because she just put it out there that he took a proffer. Now, for those of you who are not accustomed, or those of you who have not been in the criminal judicial system, you probably like hood educated. Man, we are tax-paying citizens. We don't understand that law jargon. We don't know what a proffer is. Well, look, I ain't gonna keep telling y'all that. That's why y'all got me. I'm here to educate you in the best way that I can and to give you my wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Because I understand what a proffer means on the legal side and on the street side. Listen, a proffer agreement is this right here. Let's say me and you on a crime, right? They come talking to me and I say, look, I'm gonna accept the proffer. What I have to reveal to them, I have to give them great details about the crime against you, my co-defendant, my partner. I have to give them great details in order for me to receive this beautiful deal that I'm going to get, right? And what do I mean by beautiful deal that I'm going to get? The same beautiful deal that YNW Bortlen got. They dropped 2 murders. They dropped how many life sentences off that? What, 5 life sentences? 50-some years. They dropped all that for 16-year plea bargain. And then now, as you can see, the boy only gonna do what? He been locked down a couple of years already. They gave him 10 years in the penitentiary, so he probably ain't gonna do number 5-6 years in the joint. The rest of that time on probation, that is the, look, they don't, look, listen to me, y'all. In any state, any government don't give deals like that just to be giving deals like that. They give deals like that in exchange for something. And the cold-blooded part about all this is that YNW Melly facing the death penalty. Yeah. Yeah, they want to kill that boy. They want to put that boy on the table and inject him with some poison. Yeah, that's what they want to do to him. And they going to use his homeboy to do it. Cold-blooded demonstration. Now, here it is though, right? Here it is. We have his friend, the one that he committed the double murder with against his other 2 friends. Finna kill him. It don't get no worse than that. It don't get no worse than that. But we gotta entertain this in our mind. Like, what did YNW Melly expect? What did any of us expect? How many of y'all believe that YNW Bortlen was gonna just stay down and stay true to the game and all that old type of stuff? Seeing how low down and dirty that they both is. They set up their friends to be killed. They did the killing. Now, a lot of people say, well, hey, hood educated, man, you know, Bortlen, man, he ain't really do nothing. Yes, he did. He participated in the double murder. He ain't pulled the trigger, but he drove them boys around while they was dead. He didn't run to them boys' parents and say, hey, man, look, we just did something bad. We killed y'all sons. He didn't run to the police and say, hey, man, we did something bad. We killed y'all sons. He tried to cover up the crime. He might as well pull the trigger himself. He tried to cover up the crime. And had he been successful in his attempt to cover up the crime, hey, we wouldn't even be talking about this demonstration right now, because we would be under the impression that, damn, man, you know, Sack Chaser and Juvie died because somebody did a drive-by on the car, and YNW Melly survived, and YNW Bortlen survived. That's what we would be thinking in our mind. We would feel sorry for them. Dang, they homies got killed, and they survived. Man, that's cold. All the time, these boys right here done did the killing. According to the state, according to the prosecution, and now according to somebody that was in the car with them. YNW Bortlen. Listen, it goes back to a video that I just did not too long ago. When I was telling y'all, when you see somebody do something evil and betrayal, and I'm talking about that is just utterly disrespectful, and I'm talking about without no morals whatsoever, you got to understand that that person will do it to you. And we witnessing it right now with our own two eyes and our own two ears. We witnessing it and we hearing it. And the cold-blooded part about all of it is that these guys right here supposed to be gang. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. This gang stuff that's going on right now, listen, there's no moral compass. These boys ain't got no structure. These boys ain't got no rules and regulations. It's cutthroat city. And whenever they can cut your throat, hey, listen, you better believe they gonna cut it. The YSL, I mean, you know, Young Thug, we hearing about everything that he, come on, look, there's no type of respect. There's no type of honor. There's no type of loyalty in this gang life, in this street life that's going on right now. There's none whatsoever. So young brothers and sisters, classic brothers and sisters, stop participating. Yeah, stop participating, because it's not going to work out in your favor. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Real niggas is a dying breed. Let me say that for y'all in the back, because some of y'all ain't hear me. Real niggas are a dying breed. There's no such thing as that no more. None whatsoever. It's all about the cutthroat. It's all about the disloyalty. That's what it's about now. All that brotherhood, the stuff was going on in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and some of the 90s. Stuff is done with. I mean, we got to understand these children that's running around here right now. These guys don't care. They don't care about nothing but they goddamn self. That's it. And we sitting here watching it unfold. So to all you young brothers and you young sisters, look at this. Because look, you might not think to yourself, hey man, I'll never be in that situation. Yes, you will, because Bortlen never thought that he was going to be in that situation. YNW Melly ain't think that he was going to be in a situation. And let me explain to you why. Because all that plotting and planning that they did, they thought it was perfect. They thought that they plot and plan was so perfect that they was going to get away with a double murder of killing their own friends. I'm talking about it don't get no colder than that. So let's understand something. Now this boy YNW Melly, he facing the life, he facing death. So now what is he going to do? The only plea that they gonna give him is life. Your only plea is life. We got a multitude, I'm talking about an abundance of evidence against you. You cooked, because we got to understand something. His whole thing, Melly whole case, I'm talking about his whole fight was, I wasn't there. I got out the car. They dropped me off. I wasn't nowhere around. But now he got two people, his girlfriend and his best friend, telling that, yeah, he was right there. Yeah, he did have something to do with this. Yeah, he did shoot and kill both of them, Sack Chaser and Juvie. It don't get no worse than that. But allow me to say this right here before I depart. You never know how it's going to unfold. You never know. Because, and I'm just being honest, I done seen cases where I thought they had somebody, I'm talking about dead to the right hand, caught them with their hand in the cookie jar, and they still end up beating the case. So we don't know how it's going to unfold. We don't know the outcome. But all we do know is what we have before us, and we only can use our common sense and say, hey, this is what we believe could happen. This is what we believe would happen. But actually, we really don't know. But what I will say is this right here. It don't look good for him. It does not look good for YNW Melly. And let me say this to you brothers and sisters. You do not want to be in that boy's position right now. Because when his lawyer come to him and tell him, hey look, Bortlen took a deal. And he took a proffer. I'm talking about, y'all talking about somebody pooting and farting, sick at the stomach, weak all up in here, ain't gonna be able to eat, already stressed out from being locked up for all that time fighting both of these murders. It's finna be tough. But he do got that new attorney. So he do got an attorney that got some, I'm talking about some real history up under his belt as far as fighting murder cases and high profile cases and things like that. So he got an attorney that's gonna throw down with him. You know what I mean? He do got a fight. But at the same time, allow me to say this. If Melly killed his two friends, you need to be in jail. I'm talking about you need to be in jail for a long time. Because if it's one thing that I don't like and I despise and that I just utterly hate, is betrayal. I'm talking about I can't stand the back door. I can't stand the betrayal. And let me explain to y'all why. Because in order for somebody to betray you, you had to trust them. You had to love them. You had to respect them. And for them to stab you in the back like that, that hurts worse than death. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Because a lot of y'all probably ain't never been betrayed by somebody that y'all done trusted and that y'all done loved before. But that right there would do something to you. I'm talking about that will be with you for the rest of your life. So listen to what I'm saying, young brothers and sisters. If you around somebody and you see them demonstrating acts of betrayal, acts of jealousy, acts of disrespect, disloyal, backdoor activity, please do yourself a favor and quit wasting time and get away from them people. Because it's just only a matter of time before they do you the same way that they done them other people. Now, before I depart, now this is the last one, y'all. I gotta say something to the Chicago Bear fans down there in the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago. Chicago fans, I'm talking about Chicago Bear fans here, there, and everywhere. Look, I apologize on behalf of the Minnesota Vikings because we shouldn't have did y'all like that. We was wrong for that. I give y'all that. We was wrong. I mean, we allowed y'all to believe in y'all mind that y'all had that game won. Y'all whooped us for 3 quarters. And then, you know, somebody say, hey, man, look, all right, we played it. We had enough fun with the Bears, man. Come on now. Y'all go on Viking up. Go on ahead, you know. Nah, let me quit playing. Let me quit playing with y'all. But look, let me say this right here. Now, this y'all know I deal with the football, right? But let me say this right here to my Chicago Bear fans. Listen, y'all got a good team, bro. Y'all do. And y'all had me scared to death. I'm on the couch cussing at the TV. I done scared my daughter a few times because I done yelled. I done kicked the quarterback out the game. Get him up out of here. We don't want him no more. He don't know how to play. We should have kept Donald. Y'all know how it go. Football be a roller coaster. Up and down. Hard beating fast. I'm mad. I'm angry. I don't want to talk to nobody. But y'all fell asleep in the 4th quarter. Y'all got a good team, bro, but y'all fell asleep in the 4th quarter, and we snatched that win straight out that Bear mouth. That's what we do. We Minnesota Vikings, man. I mean, hey. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love. And y'all take care of yourself out there. Now, before I depart, allow me to give a shout out to some of the blessings that I received this week. Allow me to give a shout out to Carolyn Williams for the $2 super thanks. Thank you. Ray Carl Brown for the $5 super thanks. Thank you. Boss Hog 806 for the $5 super thanks. Thank you. Kwame King for the $2 super thanks. Thank you. Willie Whitsett for the $2 cash app. Thank you. Gilbert E-Bone for the $6 cash app. Thank you. DJ Martin for the $4 cash app. Thank you. Belinda Johnson for the $10 cash app. Thank you. Derek for the $5 cash app. Thank you. And last but not least, Rodney Miller for the $10 cash app. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love. And y'all take care of yourself out there.